Hello everyone and welcome to part 39 of this chess puzzle run series on chess.com. Here you can follow along as I try and solve these puzzles. It looks like the black king just moved here to g8. So what should white do in this position? See if you can solve it. Pause the video if you need more time to think at any point. All right, so let's see what white can do here. Looks like black is threatening an attack here, maybe with the bishop capturing the pawn on f2. If there's a recapture, then the queen could capture. So white has to watch out for that. All right, is there any kind of attack? Well, it looks like if the queen just tries to capture this g pawn maybe and then threaten a mate here, black would have time to defend that, or would he? He could try and block here. All right, so this one's a little tricky. What can white do? All right, so I hope you're finding the answer better than I am, because this one is giving me a little bit of trouble here. All right, so maybe... All right, maybe we sacrifice our rook. Then the king would capture. If the king doesn't capture and runs, then it would just be a checkmate here. So if rook captures on g7 and the king captures, well then we have queen to h6 backed up by this bishop, and so that would give check. But how would you follow up here? Because the king, if he would move back to g8, well then you could just check again and then just check him back and forth. But if he ran away here, then what could you do? You could check. I don't know. I'm thinking that is maybe the best way to go, is to sacrifice this rook. The king would capture. Then you check here on h6, and the king would have to run. If he tries to run out here to f7, well then you could check with queen to h7. All right, queen to h7. And then where does the king run to? Do you have anything after that? All right, well, I don't know. I'm going to go with my gut, and it's wrong. All right, so let's see if we can find a better way to resolve this. Okay. Do we just capture this pawn and threaten here? Okay, well then there's check here. The king would have to move. If he went here, then he could just capture there. Okay, so maybe they want this. All right, so that's what they wanted. Now we're forced. I mean, if we capture there, the queen would just recapture with check. And then what? Then you have to move here, so maybe you have to run. All right, now, do we just capture that? All right. Well, that one was a little tricky. I hope you did better than I did. All right, on to the next one. Okay, this knight has just retreated back here to c6. So we could just capture that knight and break his pawns up a little bit, but this knight is doing a good job of cutting off some escape squares for the black king. So, maybe we could check with our queen. If the king would run to f8, we could just mate here. So he would have to block with the pawn. We could just capture with the knight. Or, even better, capture with the bishop. With check. All right. So that looks like maybe the way to go. Unless there's something else here. Maybe if the bishop just immediately moves to g6 with check, does that do anything? Not really. He could just capture it. All right, so queen to h5 looks like the obvious move with check. And then if they block, we can check again with the bishop, but then the king can run away here. So then what do we do? Well, then we could check there. All right, so I'm going to go with that. Queen. All right, then the obvious move is just to capture this pawn with the bishop on d3. But just double check, make sure there's nothing better. So it looks like that. And then here he would have to run. And if he runs here, well, then we have the bishop with check. The knight would have to capture, but then the queen would capture with check, and that would be mate. All right, on to the next one. I hope you found that one. Let's see here. All right, the queen was under attack and just retreated here to e1. So what is the best move here? All right. Well, we're lined up on the rook, but the queen and other rook are protecting that. Well, is there a way to attack both of these bishops here? Because they're both unprotected. So when you're solving tactics, if there's no immediate attack on the king, a checkmate threat, which I don't see any way to immediately get in and attack this white king. So if that's not possible, definitely take a look at any unprotected pieces. So here, these two bishops are both unprotected. So if there's a way to attack both of them, let's see here. We could move our queen here, try to attack both, but this pawn move, g3, would attack the queen and protect this bishop. So, is there another way to get at both of these? Maybe just move the rook up here. If he captures our rook, our queen captures, then we're attacking both. So maybe that would work. Let's see. So rook to d4, attacking both bishops. And then if he captures, our queen recaptures. And is there a way to protect both of them? I don't think so. Does he have a counter threat? Well, here, this could be a danger. Well, maybe not. If the bishop captures here. Anyway, we'll go with this. We'll start with this move here. And then the queen recaptures. And then we get this bishop here. So that looks to be the best move. Just capture that. All right, and then we just went ahead in material there. Okay, on to the next one. We'll try and speed this up a little bit. That way the video is not too long. All right. Okay, so white pushes a pawn forward to f6, trying to bring this pawn forward and promote here. Okay, material-wise, white is... Let's see, white is ahead by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns. And a rook, an extra rook. So black needs to do something immediately. All right, so let's look for a checkmate threat. I think I found it. If you need more time to think, pause the video. If not, let's take a look at checking with the queen. Then we will capture this pawn and then move back, and then this leaves an opening for a rook to deliver mate here. So the king is forced to go back here to h1, and then our rook would just mate. All right, so we did, what, 4 problems? So I'll do one more puzzle here. Okay, the rook has just moved. Any reason why that rook moved there? Maybe... just to protect this pawn. Yeah, probably to protect the pawn. If we capture his knight, he wants to bring the other knight here, and then the rook will be protecting this pawn. Okay, so do we have any threats on our king? It doesn't look like it. Now, first, let's see if we have any attack on black's king. Well, we could maybe sacrifice our bishop here, try and open something up. If we capture, we're threatening mate with the queen, but he could just capture. Then what do we do? Well, we have this knight that can jump in here, but the bishop is covering this pawn on f6. But we have our rooks lined up. So, looks like we have both bishops aimed at black's king, a knight that can jump in, both rooks, a queen, so there should be something here. There should be something in this position. All these pieces lined up on the king side over here. All right. What are the most forcing moves? Well, look at checks first. So queen sacrifice here. Does that do anything? Doesn't look like it. The king could just capture. And then what follow-up do we have? Maybe further sacrifice a bishop. So let's take a quick look at that. Queen sacrifice, king captures, bishop sacrifice. If the king captures that, then rook, bishop captures, the other rook captures, or this rook captures. So I don't know, that doesn't look good, sacrificing this queen. I'm thinking maybe the bishop or knight sacrifice. So bishop capturing on h6. What does that do? If he just captures, then we open the king side up a little bit. But is there some kind of follow-up? Maybe knight captures, attacking the queen. The bishop could capture. Rook captures. All right. Well, let's see. That looks like the way to go, but I'm not sure here. So if bishop captures, it breaks the pawns apart. The obvious move is to recapture, capture that bishop. Then the knight jumps in, attacking the queen. So bishop captures the knight. Then the rook captures, other rook captures. Then we have a threatened mate over here. I don't know, it's hard to see this. All right, I'm going to go with it. I don't know if this one's correct or not. Okay, it looks like that's what they wanted. So now my plan was to continue with this knight attack, but maybe a rook capture would be better because that threatens an immediate mate here. The bishop could just capture. If we capture with the other rook, rook captures, then the knight ends up there. All right, I don't know. Maybe that. Now there. Recapture. And we're threatening a mate right here. And if the king moves up, well, then what? Oh, okay, our bishop is covering here. We can check with the rook over here, and the bishop will be protecting it. All right. Well, I hope you found that. Just remember, studying tactics, doing a little bit of tactical puzzle solving every day will help improve your chess, because most mistakes are made, especially in beginner and intermediate, even all the way up to high level chess. Tactics. A lot of times tactics determine the outcome of the game. All right, well, if you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to leave comments or suggestions. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.